We were there just last year for our survey trip, and we bought like 11 or 12 watermelons from that lady, and we're just like, do you have any more? She's like, no, I don't have any more. Okay, we're drive off to the next place, get some more watermelons, and she pulls out like 5 more from the bed of her truck. I'm like, why didn't you sell us those? But you know what? Those were for the youth conference. And the youth conference we actually were able to join with when we went over there. We had our survey trip so they can see what kind of house we're trying to get into, how to pay different bills, what the place looks like, what kind of ministries we're going to join up with. And we got to join up with the youth conference that was going on at the time. There was a couple of hundred kids that were there for the youth conference, and many of them made life-changing decisions. I got to pray with one young man that decided to be a pastor. Decided that God had called him to be a pastor through the preaching that was there. My wife and I got to teach, and I got to preach some while I was there. It was an exciting time for us. It really, really was. But when we were there, we also saw that there was a great need. The people there of Uganda are very receptive to the gospel. It's amazing. You go up to someone in the side of the street, which, by the way, everything's on the side of the street out there. You don't have Walmart out there. You might have KFC, but that's about it. The KFC out there is totally different than here, by the way. It's much better. Anyway, moving on. The people out there are really receptive. You go up to their little storefront that's like a little shack built out of plywood, and you go up to them and they want to talk to you. They'll talk to you forever, too. They're very receptive. You can bring up the gospel and they'll listen. It's amazing. It's a third world country, like it was mentioned. And yes, the main resource they need is the saving power of Jesus Christ. I was born in North Carolina, moved to Oklahoma, then moved to California, then Georgia, and then back to California for Bible college. So I grew up across the states. But when I was in Oklahoma, I was in a big church, and my grandpa was an usher. He was stationed in the deaf section. Excuse me, that's hard to say. And there I learned the basics of sign language, like the ABCs, mom, dad, sorry, please, hungry, those kind of things. I learned those. Then in high school, I was on a VBS bus route, and there was a young man that wanted to join on the bus route and for vacation Bible school, and he was deaf. The only deaf kid in the whole county. His parents didn't care to learn sign language. So the fact I knew how to fingerspell welcome was more than his parents were willing to learn. That created a burden in my heart I didn't realize. That hurt. Later on in Bible college, I joined up with the many deaf ministries that are there, the Sunday school, the Sunday morning service, Sunday evening service, Wednesday night service, and also the bus route. So I got to learn a little bit about the deaf culture. Just a little bit. My wife and I are still learning sign language, but we learned some. 2 years ago, I get a call from this missionary, James Pridgeon, who I'll be working with, and he asked, will you be willing to take over the deaf ministry? Hit me in the face like a brick. I was not expecting it. Yes, the sign language out there is drastically different. The Ugandan sign language is not the same as ASL. So we'll be going out there, we'll be learning the ASL. However, there are 4 main languages in Uganda. There's French, Swahili, Luganda, and English. So we're blessed to be able to go out there and speak ministry, start ministering right away, because in the capital of Kampala, they speak English. All their official documents are in English as well. So we'll be learning the Ugandan sign language while we're working in these other ministries that are going on. Some of the ministries we mentioned in the video, there's a lot more actually. They're starting another college in northern Uganda. They're starting a printing ministry. There's always a radio ministry that's going on out there as well by other missionaries. So it's amazing. There's 45 million people there in Uganda. It's the size of Oregon. That's a lot of people in a small area. So we'll be working in Kampala, the capital of Uganda, and we'll be joining in with the missionaries, the Pridgeons. And we're excited to get out there. We're right at 55% of our support right now. We're praying that the Lord will allow us to get out there in January. It's a short ways coming, isn't it? But you know what? That's why we have these. These are prayer cards. I've heard that you shouldn't put this on your fridge, but put it inside of your fridge, because that's where you'll actually see it. So if you do that, grab one of these prayer cards, put it inside your fridge, put it somewhere that you remember, and pray for us. We need it. Something I didn't mention is we have one on the way. Andrew is going to be born in 3 weeks. We're excited for that. He's running out of womb there, and my wife. So we're praying that he'll come here with a quick delivery and a good delivery. Everything goes well. But we covet your prayers more than anything else. Please pray for us. Thank you.